Hello and welcome back to Kristen in the Kitchen. It is Friday and we are going to have a lot of fun building in some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and talking about those all important workflows, those all important procedures, all of those systems that are going to help empower you and your team. So question, what happens when you ask 5 different people to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Any ideas? Well, chances are some will toast the bread, some won't. Some will cut the crust, some won't. Some use a spoon, some use a knife. Some like lots of something, some like a little, right? Everyone is going to make things differently. And this is where it makes a difference in your business. We want to create repeatable success that happens the same way every single time. We want to empower your team to be ready to handle things without wasting mental energy. So everyone does it the same great way every time. So very excited to have you in here. Welcome to Let's Create a Business with Systems, so that there isn't a lot of guessing and reworking and corrections and inconsistency. Today, we're going to work on some procedures and systems and workflows using some good old-fashioned tools in the kitchen, like how to build a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So hopefully you're having fun. We need to get started. So I asked, this is one of my favorite things to do. I asked my team to go ahead and they had 90 seconds to write down the steps for how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So we're going to start with the first one. I took out the names and I just am going to read some of the procedures. The first one starts off great, but there's a big presumption there. It says step 1, get slices of bread. Step 2, get peanut butter. Step 3, get a jam jar, right? It sounded great, except for where do I get these things? Are they in the fridge? Are they in the pantry? Where do I find those things? You have to be explicit. You need to make sure your team knows where to find those things, whether it's a file that's in a digital system or in a filing cabinet, whether it's materials that might be in the copy machine room or the supply room. You've got to spread that out and lay it, give the instructions right up front. How can a person prep for all of these things? So what do we have? We have some, I've prepped peanut butter. We've got jelly and jams. We've got some bread. We've got some accoutrements, like different things to add on. We've got some spoons. We've got some knives. We've got all the things. So I took the initiative to go ahead and prep. But remember, that's step 1. We've got to tell our team, where are these things located? So we're going to go ahead and move to the next part, which is going to be the actual step-by-step procedure. But maybe we should wait. Maybe we should ask, what's the policy? Why are we doing this? Okay, let's make one up. Our goal is to make the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich in a consistent fashion so that all the subsequent peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are all the same great flavor and taste. How's that for an ambitious policy? But have we told the reader what's in it for them? This is where you got to add the so that. It's the policy of the company to make a consistent peanut butter and jelly sandwich so that people keep coming back wanting more of the same consistency, and so that it's less wasted mental energy for us. We can have fun with it and still do it efficiently and effectively every time without reinventing the wheel. So now that we understand a little bit of the why of what we're trying to create, okay, it is time for us to go ahead and build the sandwich. So we're going to go to the second member of my team who submitted their instructions, and they had a very explicit step 1, pull 2 pieces of bread and lay on plate or cutting board. Okay, I've got a plate. I'm ready. I've got my bread, but I can't get it out. No one told me I'm supposed to untwist and open. Oh, wait, one of my team did. If I scroll further down, someone else said, open the bread bag carefully, try by untwisting the tie or the sticker and reach into the bag. Step 2, take out 2 full slices of bread and place 2 slices flat on a clean plate even. All right, we're making some progress, right? Again, the beauty is in the details. You make it, everything is more common by written explanation. So we've got to have our bread. We've got to have what we need. All right, so let's adjust this a little bit. Move this back a little bit. Okay, so next up, we're going to go back to that last one that was doing really good. And it says, next, open the jar of peanut butter. Key. Now, I just happen to have a nice, big, beautiful thing of peanut butter. Open. We're ready. But then it says grab jam or jelly. Well, what do you prefer? What do you want? How are we going to create consistency here? So we've got some Pinot Noir jelly. That sounds pretty good. We've got some cherry jam. We've got some quince jam. We've got some raspberry jam. Which one are we going to use today, right? Is it just up to everyone to be a little different every day? Or do you want your customers to have a consistent experience, right? The beauty is in these details. We've got to be clear. So we're going to go ahead and go with, listen, I love raspberry jam. We're going with some raspberry jam today. We're going to have fun with this. So next step, if we actually made this a fail, if we couldn't pass a step, we'd probably be on to recipe number 7 by now, because most people, when they write the procedure for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, they say, scoop out some peanut butter. They forget to say, open the jar of peanut butter first, right? Very important. You got to go step by step, but we're going to jump ahead. Got open peanut butter, open jam. All right. You're going to love this next statement of the procedure. It says, listen to this. Use knife to apply as much peanut butter as you want onto each piece of bread. Wow. Okay, you guys, I got a knife. I got peanut butter. Wow, look at this. Look at this. I hope somebody likes a thick 1-inch slab of peanut butter on their sandwich. Wow, look at that. It is, look at that, layered in there. This is like a 1-inch thick slice or helping of peanut butter. Again, it said the instructions were clear. Use knife. Ooh, I went with the big guy. To use as much peanut butter as you want. Well, good thing I like peanut butter, huh? But what if you didn't like peanut butter? Maybe you're only using this much, right? That's going to be inconsistent if you let each person make their own decisions. All right, next one. Use spoon to apply jam to one or both pieces of bread. Now, by the way, I was supposed to apply as much peanut butter as I wanted to both slices of bread. I'm just going to do one for now. That's plenty of peanut butter. Now I've got another slice, and it says the instructions told me use a spoon to create, to apply jam to one or more pieces of bread. Well, let's see. I got a big spoon, I've got a medium spoon, and I've got a teaspoon. Which should we use? Should we go with the super duper booper, right? Holy cow, that would be a lot of jam. I don't know. In fact, it won't even get into the jar. It's such a big spoon. So we have to be specific. Use a tablespoon to get 1 tablespoon of jam out of the jar and apply it to the piece of bread. Now, maybe you could, should it say use the back of the spoon to apply it to the bread? Maybe. Should we do, it might have been nice to have a knife? Okay, maybe. Now, remember, Everyone's going to be a little different with this step. So we have some bread. We have some peanut butter, a lot of peanut butter. And it may seem insignificant at the moment, but listen, this is where your productivity, this is where your profitability of your business, it lives in these workflows and processes and systems, right? Everyone needs to have the consistency so they can do a great job every time. Listen, if I were to just turn around and grab, in fact, we're going to grab 2 more pieces of bread. Our jars are open, and we're going to go to another team member who did another procedure. And this one was place 2 slices flat on the clean plate, right? Close the bread bag tightly. Ooh, I like this. This is cool, right? Planning ahead, cleaning as you go, right? And then it's open the fridge and take out the peanut butter and the jelly. I don't know. It depends on where in the world you are, whether you use peanut butter in your fridge or in your pantry, right? Everyone's going to be a little different, but we're going to this time use a smaller spoon, or maybe we'll use a more reasonable knife, like a butter knife, to get out a smaller chunk of peanut butter. Okay, we've got more of a reasonable amount of peanut butter on this sandwich. All right. And this one, we might use a more reasonable amount of quince jam. Might just do something a little different, right? Spoon it on there, put it on. Again, everyone's a little different with what you like, what you want, what the flavor is, whether it's jelly, whether it's jam, but set some specifics. It could still say pick the jam or jelly of your choice, but create it with some limitations. I got to get a paper towel. I'm hitting it everywhere. All right. So again, we've got to have the structure, the workflow, right? You get the ingredients. Now we're putting it together, right? Now, don't forget one of the most vital steps. It needs to say somewhere to put the 2 pieces of bread together. Now, what if it didn't say which way? Somebody, I guess, could put it on upside down, inside out, right? Trust me, people have their own interpretations. So you've got to be able to do this in a way that makes sense for you. I love some of the comments in here. Some people love jam and they love the big spoon. I like it. Some of you, hey, it's all about this 1-inch slab of peanut butter on here. I mean, that's a lot of peanut butter. So the point being, everyone, is we have to build your procedures and your workflows so that it makes sense to everyone. This is what's going to reduce mental energy and allow your team to do a great job. So listen, systems equal freedom. It's not micromanagement. This is when everyone knows the steps, they can perform with confidence. This is what you want, right? Freedom comes from knowing what's expected, not wondering, if you're doing it right. That gets draining at the end of the day or the end of the week. I harp on the policies and procedures all the time because I know firsthand how much better life is on the other side of having these built. Now, here's the thing. Don't just write SOPs, right? We need to implement them and train them. We've got to reinforce. We've got to make sure your team is using them. It's not just enough for me to give you pieces of paper, right? This is about incorporating your team in the process. This is about using those checklists, using those workflows, using those video workflows and walkthroughs, right? Empower your team to say, I got this, right? This is the fun stuff. And make sure you use the titles, right? The assistant shall lay out the bread, the peanut butter, the jelly or jam before the lunch hour, right? Who shall do what by when? Next step of the workflow. The team member shall spread peanut butter on one side of the bread evenly in maybe 1 tablespoon of peanut butter or 2 tablespoons. Then within 1 minute, The team member shall spread 2 tablespoons of jam or jelly on the other slice of the bread. Then the team member shall assemble by immediately putting both pieces of bread together with the jam and jelly facing one another, right? You want your sandwich so you can pick it up and that it's all usable. And then finally, you might even have that quality control section. The supervisor, right, the managing attorney, the administrator, whoever it might be, shall check the presentation before delivery to the client. Awesome. That excellence, that higher sense of always making sure we're giving out an amazing end product that we can be proud of as a team, right? It takes teamwork to build out these items. So give a thumbs up if you've ever worked on a project that the team worked so efficiently, right? It is a joy to work with that team, but it usually required that we had some clarity up front. How do we build this thing? Whatever widget it is. Remember, systems empower people so that they can work and operate competently and confidently. That's the beauty of workflows and systems. So how does a peanut butter and jelly sandwich apply to your business and to business workflows? Well, think about, where are your business's peanut butter and jelly sandwich procedures, right? How do you operate the copy machine? How do you operate the getting a document ready to give to a client? How does your team build something and organize it? Does, in my law firm days, the legal assistant builds the corpus of the file when we bring in a new client. The paralegal organizes all the records and puts them into a summary. The attorney does the legal strategy portion, right? Who shall do what by when? There's a very clear workflow. So then so that's all about creating common, repeatable tasks that get done efficiently and effectively. And from there, that's when you start to look at what steps or expectations are unclear, right? One of our favorite questions we ask when we're auditing situations is, where did the system break? Where did the workflow fall apart? Where was someone not clear on what was expected? What comes next? When is this due by, right? And we go back and build that underlying system and make it better, refine it, make it even better than before. So pick a couple of tasks in your business. Think about, it could be intake, onboarding, hiring. We've got workflows for all of these to help you. We're all about helping people do this fast, right? Let's build, let's refine, let's get it done. But you can even do it on your own, or even just tonight, think about these steps as you're making dinner, right? How would you map this out? Just like we did with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Who shall do what by when, right? Magic. Break it into a workflow. Later on, you'll refine it. You'll get it even better. You'll reinforce it so it's scalable, but it starts at the beginning. You got to build the workflows. You got to build out the procedures. We got to start somewhere. So we're here to help you with this. Listen, systems don't kill creativity. You can still have plenty of fun in life. You can still craft things for your clients that they need. But what systems do kill is chaos. And that is something we're on a mission to kill chaos right now. Chaos coordinators, I don't know. We need to kill the chaos and be good systematic implementers all the time. So final thoughts, if you can't clearly explain how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for your team, or your team can't do it, that's an indication that we probably don't have it as clearly defined for how to file a motion, how to run payroll, how to onboard a new hire, right? Your job as a leader is all about building that clarity and helping your team create that workflow, that structure, so they can do an amazing job every single time. All right, that's all from Kristen in the kitchen today. It's time for me to eat my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. All right, everyone, come join us if you want to work on your workflows and workloads. It is it is our jam. It is what we love to do, helping empower teams to cut through the chaos and create good, replicable success. All right, signing off, everybody. Have a great day.